Okay, so this video is obviously very late. It's for a number of reasons. I've rebuilt an entire PC, but also because Davinci Resolve seems to not let you record directly into Fairlight using an audio interface and an XLR microphone. For some reason you get the monitoring, but then it just deletes itself as soon as you click stop. I did this entire video once before and was so annoyed by the audio just wiping itself out that I kind of gave up and stopped. And just now I did the same thing, and halfway through talking about the games I realized the same thing was going to happen. Jesus Christ. So if there's anyone from Davinci Resolve here, please fix Fairlight. It is intensely frustrating when you record voiceover audio and then the whole thing just disappears and becomes blank. Okay, let's look at the games. So first up is Rogue Trader, Warhammer game. I'm not really big on turn-based, and this game feels like I would need to learn a lot in order to start enjoying it. I got a little confused early on. I wasn't sure if I was controlling multiple players or just that one player, and it annoyed me enough that I stopped playing, which is very much a me problem. Not really something that fans of turn-based games or Warhammer in general will have to care about. I think I just prefer the more direct first-person real-time games when it comes to Warhammer, which is heretical, I know. I probably enjoy playing the actual physical game. I might come back to this, but realistically, with Donkey Kong Bonanza and so many other games on the queue, it's unlikely that I'm coming back to this anytime soon with any patience whatsoever. Next is Cat Quest 3. This is a game I initially wrote off as being a little bit dumb, but I actually played the whole thing through, finished it, collected everything. I found it great on Steam Deck. I could dip in and out. The gameplay was fairly mindless, but you have just enough dopamine from completing stuff and killing stuff that it'll kill an hour or two, and then you can just keep bouncing back and forth when you're bored. Lots of fun puns, really cute, enjoyed it. Next is Death's Door. This is the game that I want to play through next. I enjoyed playing this on Steam Deck as well. You play a sort of Grim Reaper crow, and your job is to harvest the souls of 3 giants in order to open Death's Door. It's a very similar kind of feeling game to another game this month, which I'll come to in a moment, and I think it might just be down to who develops it and the game framework underneath it, which isn't necessarily a complaint, even though this particular game I think might be a phone game as well. But you get to explore, unlock puzzles, fight stuff. The visuals are very nice, the enemies are well designed and look good, the sound's great, and I'm really enjoying it, so this is another Steam Deck play for me. Now we have Daemon X Machina, or Machina. It's kind of an armoured mech fighting game, which kind of reminds me a little bit of EDF back on the 360, but for some reason I'm just not feeling it. I guess this is more like Armored Core, I guess. It's not really my kind of thing, so after playing the initial missions I just kind of uninstalled it as, yeah, it's just not for me. Next we have Wizard with a Gun. This is very similar to Death's Door in at least some elements of gameplay. You play a wizard who has a gun. But in seriousness, you go around harvesting stuff, collecting stuff, shooting stuff. You have workbenches to upgrade and make things, and then you do dungeon runs where you rewind time to reset a world and you fight stuff that's appearing in the world against the clock. I think you have like 5 minutes. That's quite fun. I think that'll be the 3rd game out of this lot that I'll play on Steam Deck again. It plays very well on Steam Deck, so it's good when I'm away from the computer and I still want to play something while mindlessly watching TV. Now next is NeoCab. It's a visual novel, so people know how I feel about those. It's not terrible, you get some interface stuff and some minimal gameplay to make it feel like a game, but the problem I have with visual novels is patience. The reading speed is never quite quick enough for me, and you end up just clicking through and clicking through and clicking through, and I can read pretty quick anyway, so when something's drip feeding me stuff, I get that they want you to enjoy it, and you know, if you were streaming this game you would read it out loud and cover each of the characters and things like that, but for me I just feel held back and it just feels frustrating, so I don't really like them. If I want to have a story, I'll just read a story. If I want to play a game, I'll play a game. But with this, it feels like I'm getting neither. Now for Everafter Falls, I kind of unfairly wrote in my notes, Never After Falls. It's okay, it's for fans of Stardew and those kind of games. You go around your little world doing things and planting stuff, cleaning stuff up, finding people, collecting things. It's basically a Stardew-esque game. I didn't find it interesting enough to really play through it too much. but I couldn't really tell you why. I think I just got a little bit irritated trying to locate people and trying to fight my way through the landscape to find where they actually were. But I don't really think this game is aimed at me, so I don't feel particularly bad that I don't feel any kind of urge to play it. And lastly, we have Blanc, which is a kind of team puzzle game, but you get to play both players if you're just a Billy No Mates. And after initially working out how to play it, how to solve little puzzles to get both characters through the landscape to wherever they're going, it kind of wore thin for me. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't feel that there was anything else happening. So after you've gone through one screen of stuff where you have to bite through a thing and then somebody else climbs on a thing and pushes it over and you work your way through to the exit, more of the same of that wouldn't be particularly interesting, but for the first 45 minutes or so, it was fun to play. And then lastly, IGN Plus. Again, this should really be part of the subscription in the sense that it's not for new or returning subscribers. It should be for anyone who has Humble Choice, just instantly gets IGN Plus access. There's no real reward as far as I can see to having it. I get that they just want to drum up subscriptions for it, but after seeing that the game keys that they give away are limited, so half the time they'll run out before you get to redeem it, and seeing that some of the website content is kind of garbage and often inaccurate, I can get the same benefit by just running an ad blocker on my browser. I get what they're trying to do, but it's not for me. I don't see the point. And that's about it, really. Cat Quest 3, Death's Door, and Wizard with a Gun absolutely made it worthwhile for me to buy it this month. Even though I don't really need games to play this month, these three are getting played. Everafter Falls and Blanc and Neocab and Daemon X Machina have a very specific audience, so if anyone who's into those kind of games will feel happy to have them. And then Rogue Trader, I guess, is the big title, but again, I'm not really into it. So 3 out of 8, not great but not bad, because those games at least will give me a decent amount of gameplay for my money. I think it was either this month or last month the price went up as well, but so far I don't really begrudge it. Unfortunately, there are games on my queue that I keep forgetting that I even have. Again, the new Mario Kart, the new Donkey Kong, even Baldur's Gate 3. I keep forgetting that I have it, and I should really play it. And also, Clair Obscur, I should really be playing that. But I seem to get busy with other things. So it's nice that at least a couple of the games were easy enough to play that I could jump in and out, and enough of a distraction that I could jump in for an hour here and there between things that I'm doing or working on and just kind of relax with them. So overall, this has been a very nice month for me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And as ever, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Please consider going to my other channel if you want to see some more. I've got more of an ADHD focus over there. So there are a lot of videos that are in production but are kind of in development hell at the moment while I work out my current audio issues. I'll be covering things in a more personal way over there, so I know that I have specific problems with certain types of games and just a lack of interest in learning a load of stuff. Like, I don't want to spend 5 hours learning to play a game, especially if I stop after an hour and come back and have forgotten everything about it. So that's a very specific problem to my mindset, and I'll be covering it more in depth over there. I'll also be covering some games from my childhood, film tie-ins, those kind of things, and a bunch of other arbitrary nonsense to do with probably 3D printing, electronics, and anything that's taking my interest on any given day. So it'll be a little bit erratic, I think would be the word I would use, or maybe eccentric. That's it, enough from me. Only 2 weeks until the next Humble Choice drops, so if you like what you see, feel free to buy it, and obviously subscribe if you want more of this nonsense. Now bugger off.